So football season's right around the corner. And Jake, Mitchell, what do you think it's going to take for the Bears to win the conference?
You know, I would use the word miracle, but you never know what could happen. I just think it's going to take, a lot of hard work from UCA. They have to stay healthy. And, if you look at the other teams in the conference, they're pretty stacked. I mean, Sam Houston State ended the year last year on an 8-game win streak before they lost in the championship game. And they bring back pretty much their whole entire team. So I look for them to be really good. They bring back 19 starters on offense and defense combined. Lamar is going to be good. That game went into overtime against UCA last year. Lamar brings back pretty much their entire team. But luckily for UCA, they have all the big games that they're supposed to play at home against Southeastern Louisiana, Sam Houston State, and SFA. And so that kind of works in their favor. But you just look at the talent at the other schools and how many people they're bringing back. I think it's going to be hard for them to beat all of those teams. I think Sam Houston State's going to win the conference again this year. Bold prediction.
I understand that, but I think they can do it. A lot of things are going to have to play up for the Bears. I think it's going to have to be healthy, like we talked about. Their depth is great. Like we talked about, their fourth string can still play just as well as their first string, like we saw in their scrimmage last week. But I feel like they're going to have to stay fundamentally sound, and as it gets to the latter half of the season, they're going to have to stay mentally tough. Like, they can't be getting tired. They can't be making fundamental mistakes, because last year they were 87% scored every time from the red zone. That's something they're going to have to capitalize and follow up this season just as well, if not better, this season, if they want to have any chance of winning.
And I know this is where you and me disagree. I had them starting 0-3. I think they're going to lose the first 3 games they play. They're going to lose Samford. That's a hard game. Oklahoma State, obviously. Then they open up away at Northwestern State. Northwestern State's always a team that gives UCA havoc. So they could very well open up 0-3. Hopefully not. If they do that, I think that kind of eliminates their chances to win
I have Samford going down against us, and then Northwestern State's kind of a toss-up. Oklahoma State's one that I think we're not going to pull through, but it's going to be a good showing.
Yeah.
So September 3rd, the Bears play against Samford. What's your score prediction for this game?
My score prediction, we talked about how the Bears are going to go for like a more ground and pound style, so it's not going to be high scoring, but I have the Bears winning 21-14, and that being just because Samford can throw the ball really well, and it's going to test our secondary a whole lot more than it did last season.
Yeah, I think Samford, being a little negative person I am, I think Samford's going to win by 11 points. I have them winning 35-24. I think UC is going to make a couple of mistakes just because they are kind of young, but they do have experience at the skill position. And quarterback Taylor Reed has several years of playing, But you look at Samford; they're playing at home. It's their first game of the year. It's on a Thursday. Pretty much, I bet the whole student body is going to be there. It's going to be a packed house. They do have a 5th-year starter at quarterback, so he knows how to play in tough games. They finished 7-4 last year. I just think if you put all that together in a hat, you're like, okay, Samford's going to win. So I'm going to pick them to win at home against UCA, but it should be a close game to the end, but Samford's going to pull away.
Between this matchup between Samford and UCA, if you're a quarterback, your favorite player in position is a quarterback, this is going to be a great game, because I watched an interview with the head coach of Samford last week, and he said it was a toss-up when it comes to who's going to start, because both of his quarterbacks, backup and starters, can play either way. They both have a cannon for an arm. They're both fundamentally sound. But like you said, one's a 5th-year senior, and he's going to do great. He is getting the start, but he said don't be surprised if their backup gets some. And when it comes to our quarterback, Taylor Reed, who's getting the start, he's mobile, just like a third running back out there. So it's going to be a great game as far as quarterback goes.
And Chris Hatcher, who's the head coach for Samford, it's his first year, and so he'd love to start out winning against UCA, who has been a kind of one of those powerhouse teams in the FCS and in the Southland Conference. They made it to the playoffs a couple years ago and usually are ranked. So that should be a fun game to watch. And they have 19 seniors coming back for Samford, so they'd love to come out and show the student body that, hey, we're going to start off with a win.
All right. Thanks, Mitchell. Thanks, Jake. For Channel 6 Sports, I'm Brittany Breeding.